Hi, welcome to Rebel Astrology, rebelastrology.blogspot.com. I am your Rebel Astrologer, A. Drobny, Andrew, Andy, whatever. This week, we are going to talk about two very important questions. Who are you? What do you want? You know, the stuff that you ask rudely to people when they show up on your doorstep unexpectedly. If you're a rude kind of person, which I don't know, sometimes it helps, sometimes not. At any rate, what I'm getting at is there's a lot of stuff going on. We talked about it last week that's really stressful. A few more elements in this week coming in. We're not stressful. Let me stop myself right there. Let's reframe that. There's a lot of stuff going on with the outer planets. Hard angles. Stuff that if you're not going along for the ride, it's banging you around. I guess that's the easiest way to put it. There is no universal setting for torture. Now, all the universal vibrations are good, whole, and there for a reason. And you can either be attuned or you can be out of tune. And you have every right to choose to be out of attunement. Attunement, doesn't that sound nice and metaphysicality? Yes, attunement. You can either feel like you're plugged in, feel like you know where you're going, or it'll bang you around. This week, a few more things enter the picture. Same general feeling, it's just more stuff gets caught up in it. We're dealing with outer planet stuff. Outer planet stuff generally feels like a condition in the outer world. It's something that feels like it's coming in upon us. But what you got to understand is everything outside is inside. Everything inside is outside. We're all vibrating with the same vibrations. That's why we can look at the stars and read our lives. That's because originally we all came from that same little vibration that created the Big Bang, the voice of God, whatever, any way you want to talk about it, doesn't really matter. You can translate it any way you want. But in a nutshell, when you're dealing with outer planet stuff, a lot of times when we feel ourselves very stressed out, very uncomfortable from that sort of thing, it's actually asking us those two questions because we're not paying attention to it ourselves. That's right. The whole point of that is to get us in line with what we really want, who we really are, not what we expect to be, not what we think that we should be, what other people think we should be, what we think that other people should be, what we think that other people think that we should be to the other people. That was confusing? Maybe. But I think you got the general idea. Here's the deal. When we take on the shoulds, the big shoulds, we hurt ourselves. When we hurt ourselves in that way, what are we doing? We're turning away from that beautiful inner vibration, that inner light, that inner goodness. It may seem that we are doing it because that is what a good person does. Well, I can't really speak yay or nay on good, bad, whatever. I live in a universe that is always expanding, always creating, that I know is good, that light is love, and that we're all born with it. We are born as a vibrating piece of beautiful harmony. And so if we're feeling out of whack, if we feel like the universe is closing in on us, it's going to seem like that, but we're closing in on us. There is no inherent conflict in the universe. We just really need to ask ourselves, who are you? What do you want? It can be tricky, especially if we find ourselves constantly in those kinds of states. Because we call up our friends to talk to them to figure out who we are, what do we want. And our friends are people who have come into our lives because of who we have been behaving to be. And, you know, I'm not saying that ditch your friends, but when the outside world feels very, very, very stressful, you know, you got to go in. You got to center in the self. Like, becomes a lot more important. In addition to the Saturn-Pluto stuff we talked about last week, Uranus moves in, which throws this whole big wad of chaos into the mess. Uranus is the thing that's always creating new, always looking for new opportunities, always creating revolutions, creating new ideas, tosses the one idea off as soon as they can. It can be so fast and so exasperating. It just adds another element about it. But here's the deal. All of these squares, all of these oppositionals and squares that are going on right now, they're supposed to be there, and they're there to let you know that you're not choosing based on who you are. You're not choosing based on what you want. Revolutions happen because whole groups of people are not choosing based on who they are or what they want. Under duress, under whatever. Something is built up to calcify that prevents it. Saturn's, which the revolution is being earned, Uranus to Americans. Saturn happens, Saturn constricts on us. Saturn happens because we're filling our larder with all the stuff that we don't want. We're filling all our time on the stuff that we don't want. We're holding on to things that we don't want. We're investing our energies in things we don't want. We're fretting over things that we don't want. Pluto is happening. That creepy controlling Pluto is happening because we're worried about what someone else wants. Now, here's the beautiful, beautiful thing. You can't make someone want what you want them to want. But you can find people who want what you do. And you can spend time with people who want different things when you share those wants. It's a big world. Till next time, I don't know any better than you do. I'm just riding the wave with y'all. And check us out, blogspot, Rebel Astrologer, blogspot.com. Follow us on Twitter at Rebel Astrology, at Rebel Astrologer at Rebel Astrologer. And finally, if you can email me with any questions or want to set an appointment, that would be rebelastrologer@gmail.com. And be well.